back in time this Labor Day weekend. Fort Dee in Cape Girardeau is making that possible by turning back the clock to the Civil War. This weekend, local reenactors will demonstrate a cannon and rifle fire, and you can get a glimpse inside the life of a stone building. Fort Dee happens to be one of the last stone forts in Missouri. So we're here this morning with Scott House from Fort Dee to talk all about this fall muster event that's taking place this weekend. How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right.
Wonderful. So this fall muster, what is that really all about?
Well, we try to bring Fort Dee back to life, sometimes as it was during the 1860s. So some of our events are celebratory, like Labor Day and Memorial Day. 4th of July is a big one, but back in the Civil War, Labor Day didn't really exist. So what would frequently happen would be that there would be attempts to recruit new troops in the fall for the winter campaigns and such. And so what we'll be doing is representing garrison life in Cape Girardeau in the mid-1860s. And so we'll be doing some drilling on the cannon and rifle demonstrations as well, but also we'll be doing mundane sort of activities that they would have done, working on tools, preparing some wood finished products and things like that, cooking a meal for ourselves. And so it's kind of like, you know, just sort of ordinary life in a garrison town like Cape Girardeau.
That's super neat. So people really will get a chance to get a glimpse at what life was like way back then, which is super important and tells a lot of history.
It does. And you know, the war in Cape Girardeau wasn't very glorious. Mostly men were in camp for weeks or months on end. And so they just did kind of mundane, everyday sorts of things. They always looked forward to a visit into what today is downtown, where you had to have a pass to go there. But what we'll be doing is just portraying everyday life, and it's a good opportunity for folks to come out and maybe drill with the soldiers. So if you have young people that are kind of interested in doing these things, we can show them how we drill on the cannon. They can actually get to touch it and things like that and operate some of the implements. So that's kind of cool.
That is really cool. And so talk a little bit about the importance of being able to do this and showing people the history that really exists in this area.
Well, it is kind of important. You know, a lot of people don't see history, or else they just go to museums, and in museums you just, you know, you can look at things and they're labeled and all that. And we don't do that sort of thing. We try to do living history where everybody is basically portraying the sorts of things that actually went on, and in that way people can actually step into the past and, you know, try using a tool on wood and such, or try drilling on the cannon, or doing a little bit of infantry drill. We'll do all of those things, just depends on who shows up and what their interests are.
It feels like it's definitely more hands-on rather than going to a museum and just kind of looking at a picture or clothing that was worn by a soldier or something like that.
Yeah, the clothing that you're going to see that's worn by soldiers will be worn by soldiers. And the whole effect will be that you can step in and see how things actually may have been and experience that rather than just look at a picture and read about it.
Right, exactly. And so when is this taking place and what are the times?
Okay, it's all 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and it'll be from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's absolutely free. And we just kind of do stuff as people show up and they request something, then we'll just show them how we fire the cannon or how we drill with rifles and things like that. So it's very much visitor driven. Whatever people want to see, we'll try to show them.
That's awesome. Well, if you all are looking for something to do this Labor Day weekend, why don't you check out Fort Dee and all that they have to offer. It sounds like it's going to be an incredible weekend of such a time to step back into time and take a glimpse of what they were doing years and years ago. So thank you so much for joining us.
You bet.
We appreciate it. We'll be back here in just a bit.